Hey there, this is your pal Pally, and welcome to Overrated. This is a brand new series I've come out with that's going to be talking about PvE, raiding, and all sorts of fun things that I like to do in World of Warcraft. The first one of these series is going to be what I like to call a deep dive. This is me playing as my Holy Paladin and showing you what I do good, what I do bad, and just all sorts of little tips and tricks in there. And that's just a taste of what I've got coming. We'll be talking about raid management and guild management and whatever else I can think of. All the fun stuff I like to do in World of Warcraft. So stay tuned, subscribe. You should automatically subscribe because I've got cats in the background. I mean, cats, internet, win, subscribe now. But let me give you some background of me as a player. I raid on two toons in World of Warcraft. One is a Holy Paladin that'll be shown on this video. You may know my hunter from the Getter Raid video guides. That hunter is more progressed than my paladin. I'm currently 7 out of 14 heroic in Siege of Orgrimmar. My paladin is getting ready to kill Garrosh on normal mode. So close, getting there. But I just wanted to show the Holy Paladin because it's kind of an easy thing to show what spells I'm casting and all that other kind of fun stuff. So, stay tuned. You're going to see a lot of cool things. You're going to see a lot of tips and tricks, and it's going to be awesome. So, subscribe for the cats. Stay for the content. So, let's get into it. This is a video of my guild Paradigm killing Thok the Bloodthirsty on a recent raid that we did. And here we go. So, start out, I like to have Eternal Flames rolling on both of the tanks, just to get them going, get them cool. And this first phase is all about just putting out the numbers, just cranking out the numbers, getting everyone healed. I really like the first part of this fight where you as a Holy Paladin get to put just all those absorb numbers going across the screen. I mean, that's just fun, because you're shielding them from the damage that's just about to happen. If you can keep people, with a bunch of shields up, you're just gonna, see the health going up and down, and it's just a really fun part of the fight. And you really have to use your cooldowns. Like right now, I've got Holy Avenger and Divine Favor popped, so I'm getting 3 holy power out of everything I'm generating, and then bam, just Holy Radiance, bam, right into Light of Dawn, just over and over again. Now, things are getting more intense. I had Devotion Aura pop there. It's faded. I got my bubble now to keep it going. That's about to fade. And everyone's going to get below, and boom, it's the Blood Frenzy phase. But one of the good measurements you can have for a healer right in this phase is how far did you get him before you actually, spawn the Blood Frenzy phase. So we had him to like 65%, something like that. That's pretty good. Keep trying to do something like that. Keep trying to push yourself, push the numbers. But this part is all about the mana regen. You're sitting here keeping people topped off. If you can throw an Eternal Flame on someone who's getting chased, that's cool. I'm healing with a Resto Druid in this one, which is what I usually am, and we're usually 2 healing stuff. So he may be able to throw those hots around, but this is all about just keeping people alive in this part. So you get fixated, gotta run away. Get fixated again, and I'm like, yeah, now it's time to have some fun. Speed of Light plus Rocket Boots. Yeah, here I go. I mean, seriously, that's just fun. That's why you level an engineer. That right there. So it's back to the normal mode phase, whatever you want to call it. We did this strategy a little differently. You'll see blue debuffs going out here. Yeah, bam. On my raid frames, that's the poison debuff, because we let the poison guys out first. A lot of strategies go with the ice guys out first. We were just trying some different things on this pull, so it ended up working out. But you really have to keep the dispels going, and we do not a great job of keeping people going here, and we don't get them down very far before it's time for the Blood Frenzy. So you gotta keep people dispelled. If you can't keep people dispelled in this phase, try to roll a hot on them, try to roll an Eternal Flame on them. just to keep them going until you can dispel them. It's really tough. It's a really intense part of it. I've used my Guardian here a little bit ago, noticed, but I'm also forgetting. Here's one of those like tips and tricks things. You can see I've still got Divine Plea on cooldown, and I'm pretty low on mana. Should probably have used that quite earlier in this phase, because it's not happening. I'm not using it. We let the Jailer out pretty quickly so we can get out of the poison phase, and then we try to really push it this phase because we don't have the poison, we don't have the fire going on, so we really need to make this one last. So some cool tips and tricks, some cool tips here. I'm going to pretty soon Hand of Protection the Resto Druid, and he's going to get a full trank off. And you can do some different things. You don't have to do it this way, but Hand of Protection should be coming out. Bam, there you go. It's on the right side there, right under that. Yeah, you can see the nice little ground thing. Ooh, yeah. So full trank here. We are golden for a long time. Hey, guess what? Oh, there, I finally used Divine Plea because I realized I was low on mana. Now we're out of this phase again. Unfortunately, I didn't know that the tank, I haven't tanked this fight yet, so the tank got punted, and he wasn't topped off. He died. Not a biggie. We battle res him here and finish off the fight, but kind of got to watch the active tank and make sure they're going to be cool if they get punted back, and he was too low. So, you know, if you got that one last cast, when you see Blood Frenzy coming off, try to pop a hot on them or pop something on them so that they're not going to die. So, you know, whoops, you can learn from my mistake there. You know, don't do that. Don't be a baddie like I just was. For this phase, once again, we're not, usually when you're going to the last part of this, you've got the poison debuff on the normal strategy, but here we're kind of good. We have little frost going out and all that kind of stuff. No big deal. We can get people topped off. The point of this last phase is to try to get through it, or try to have him as low as possible before you let that Jailer out. We kind of let him out pretty quickly. Someone got frozen over there. Better free them. But here, this last fire phase, you want this to be as short as possible, so if your DPS can push it, if you can leave him in that phase where he's going back and forth, cool. But right now, this is all about trying to keep people alive and stay out of fire. It's really simple raid mechanics, but it's really freaking hard because he starts casting faster and faster, and there's just nothing you can do. So I've got my bubble, which I just popped again. Really good time. I just put Hand of Protection, my second Hand of Protection on the Resto Druid. Yeah, so he's good to go for a little while. I'm good to go. Just get through the phase. Bam, he's dead. So, pretty intense end of the fight there. If you got people low and you're trying to get, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff we can go over in that phase again. We're going to go through, I'm going to give the healing numbers here. I'm trying to futz with the UI, but I'm going to switch right over to an actual still of what the healing numbers were on that. So, I always seem to lose to my buddy, Oreo. Good job, Oreo. But you can see that's the rough numbers of the healing we pushed in order to heal that encounter. As I said, I'm not the best Holy Paladin in the world. I'm not talking like I am the greatest gift to Holy Paladins, but there you can see the numbers, and you can see comparatively what a Resto Druid should do. So that's, you know, one run through of the whole video. We'll go through it one more time because there's a lot of things that I missed because I'm trying to talk real fast and trying to do this for the first time. But you can get to see a lot of those little tips along the way that can really just give you that little edge that makes this encounter so much easier. I mean, this is one of those encounters that if you don't have it together, if you've got your head, you run around with your head cut off, things can just go bad real quick. If you're not in the right positions, if you're not giving people what they need, not dispelling, bam, this thing just goes south real quick. So let's run through the video again, and I'll show you some just additional things to look out for. So here we go. And thanks, Brew, for saying, hey guys, this is your pal Pally. telling you what to not do. I don't know, whatever. Thanks, Brew. You seem to subscribe, which you should. Cats are still there. Come on. So let's pay attention here. One thing that I just popped that I am terrible at remembering is my Tinker for engineering, the Synapse Springs. I mean, it's a big chunk of intellect, and I'm not using it very well. I remembered to do it this time. But here I'm starting to pop, like I said, the Holy Avenger, Divine Favor. I popped Wings at the same time. Maybe I should even pop the Guardian at this point, but I kind of saved that for later. But once again, rolling through the cooldowns, I'm doing Devotion Aura here. Good to go. Keep popping those Holy Radiances and Light of Dawns. Everyone's happy skippy. You know, just really trying to push that. And one thing that I've kind of noticed that's fun about this is that you really feel like, I haven't played a Disc Priest, but I think this is what it would feel like, is being able to shield people from the damage coming in versus healing them up. You kind of get to do both, and that's really fun. And when you're using that 4-piece, I have a 4-piece tier 16 on this guy, so you get to use that Divine Favor and Holy Avenger at the same time. You can really build up some huge shields and just go, come on, damage, come to my face, and just nothing happens. And you're like, yeah, I just prevented 1 million damage or something. It's really fun. So I really like to, you know, I have a mastery build, and who knows if it's the best, but it's working for me. At least it's working for the playstyle that I like. There's some haste breakpoints I'm probably not paying attention to. I keep up with a lot of the Holy Paladin stuff, but not perfectly. So, you know, read up if you need to on different forums. You know, Elitist Jerks, MMO Champion, all those types of places. Read up on that kind of stuff and figure out what's going to work for you. But I like the mastery style, especially if you're 2 healing with like a hot healer with a monk or a druid. This is kind of the way to go. Talent choices, I'm using Holy Prism. For this fight in particular, I kind of use Holy Prism for most everything, but you would think with this kind of like stacked up group type thing, you'd want to use Light's Hammer. But what I really like about Holy Prism is that you can burst out the healing. You can just go, bam, we just took a bunch of damage. Wham, here's 5 people healed up for 150k or whatever my current spell power is hitting them for. You know, bam, there we go. I saw a bunch of 150k hits there from Holy Prism. That's really fun to do. Light's Hammer, you got to make sure you're going to be in that one spot. For the first phase, absolutely. Where you're all stacked for there and you're trying to push the numbers and just keep people ticked. It probably comes out to be more HPS, but this fight isn't necessarily about pushing the HPS. It's about making sure people are above 50% for a good amount of time. So you don't want to just tick them back up. You want them down and then up. You want them, boom, up. They're back up. Here's Light of Dawn. Boom, they're back up. Just that kind of healing style. And that's what I feel, in this case, Holy Prism is one that you kind of want to do for this one. So that's my choice there. Again, I'm terrible at the cooldowns. It's Divine Plea is the port where I have Divine Plea off for like ever, and I'm getting low. I finally recognize it here soon. But also, if you've been watching one of the small icons on the right there, my Synapse Springs, I forget to use that. Yeah, not good. So one of the other things that I'd like to, one of the other tips for Holy Paladin healing that I kind of like to throw out there is one of the great, you know, burst things you can do as a Holy Paladin is to have 5 Holy Power banked. I mean, they made it really easy to get that. I mean, not necessarily easy, but they made it a real quality of life change to have that happen. So if you have the 5 Holy Power, you can hit something like Light of Dawn or an Eternal Flame, and then do something really quickly like a Holy Shock, and then you can get another 3 Holy Power Light of Dawn or another 3 Holy Power Eternal Flame, something like that. Really fun to do. and you really want to try to save that kind of build up of holy power and being able to bam 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 do 3 things right in a row for when you have to move. So if you know you're coming to the end of a phase, you're coming to the end of like one of those stack up points, try to save the 5 holy power. If you're not going to use it to keep people all alive and you're just like, oh, we need to get out of this phase, we got to move on, try to get the 5 holy power so you can just, okay, you need a hot, you get a holy shock, you got the hot too. Or just, I'm just going to get everyone back up really quickly with some lighted dawns and stuff. So anywho, we're coming to the end of this again. As you can see, Snap Spring's still not popped. What can I say? I probably need to macro it into something at this point. But, you know, it's great for me to do this too. I get to see what I don't do and what I can improve on. So there's one thing I'm going to be improving on next time. You'll see that in another video soon enough when I'm rolling this again with the Holy Paladin. So anywho, you know, there's a lot of things in this. There's a lot that you can find out. There's a lot I'm sure that I've missed. Someone's going to post on the comments about how I did this or that, or, you know, I've backpedaled a bunch. Yeah, I'm not the best raider in the world. Never said I was. I do some clicking of things, and I got things, not everything's macroed in, but, you know, I have a good time and really like raiding with all my friends and just progressing at a steady pace. You know, I raid about 20 hours a week in the 2 separate groups. 9 hours with the Holy Paladin, 12 with the other group. I guess it's 10 now. But, you know, it's really fun, and I really like to do these kind of things where I evaluate my playstyle, see what I can do to improve, and I'm sure you guys will have some more comments and share them. Share whatever questions or other tips you might have for this encounter, or if you'd like to see me do another encounter, I'll probably do a couple more of these deep dives. But I really also like to speak to you guys and speak to, you know, topics that I have a lot of familiarity with, or raid leadership and evaluating your raid and guild and all that other kind of fun stuff. So, you know, stay tuned, subscribe, and this has been Overrated #1 with your pal Pally, and have a good one, guys.